Hello, and welcome to Republic of Hate, Iran, Israel, and Anti-Semitism, in which we explore Iran's hatred of Israel, Jews, and the West. These are essays by Dr. Mark Silinsky, president of Kensington Security Consulting, which brings education to the field of national security. And now to Podcast 17, which examines the themes that Jews are less than human and that they decay society. Theme 5, Jews as less than human. Racial anti-Semitism emerged as a pseudo-science by distorting elements of Darwinism. According to this belief, there was a genetically predetermined racial hierarchy with Northern Europeans at the top and Jews either at the bottom or outside the spectrum as a harmful agent. In Germany, the Nazis developed theories of racial hygiene and formalized this belief system into law and practice. Racial anti-Semitism started to grow in Europe in the late 1800s and reached its peak in the Third Reich. Rudolf Hess's famous slogan that Nazism was applied biology reflected this ideology. Nazi leaders and intellectuals supported mandatory eugenic sterilization, the Nuremberg laws, and the repression of Jews. There are related but not identical racial themes in Islam. Biological anti-Semitism is not part of Islam. However, graphic representations of Jews in Iranian political literature, media, and cartoons show distinct and often grotesque racial and animal-like characteristics. Like the magazine graphics of the Nazi era, those of Iran characterize Jews as other than human. Iranians and European anti-Semites sometimes compare Jews to barnyard animals or rodents. Islam has a well-known hadith, or saying of Muhammad, that states Allah turned Jews into apes and pigs for not praying. In modern Iran, Hassan Bolkari, a cultural advisor to the Iranian Ministry of Education, explained a connection to rodents. The Jews were degraded and called dirty mice, but mice are very cunning and dirty. Khamenei's official representative in the Iranian city of Birjand described Jews as predatory, reptilian, and satanic. In July 2010, then Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad stated that Jews who helped establish Israel were the filthiest, most criminal people who only appear to be human from all corners of the world. Other references to Jews portray them as appearing human but inherently evil. Some Jews pose as Christians to deceive their neighbors. For example, XXX said that, but the point that was not reported by the media networks, which are controlled by Zionism in America, is that Adam Lanza was a Jew and grew up in a Jewish family and in a Jewish environment. In Iran, anti-Semitism can take supernatural themes, such as Jews as evil spirits, ghosts, and devilish fairies. Images of Jews with devil's horns and other satanic attributes are common in Iranian cartoons. In Islam, jinns are harmful and malicious spirits. They are mentioned in the Quran, depict supernatural beings that lead men and women astray. In Iranian popular literature, Jews are sometimes portrayed with qualities similar to jinns. One cleric said, "The Jew is very practiced in sorcery. Indeed, most sorcerers are Jews. Zionists deploy jinns to undermine the Islamic Republic." Another Iranian commentator warned on public television that Jews are part zombie. During the festival of Purim, Jews around the world perform a zombie walk, in which they dress in costume and drink human blood. Theme 6, Theories that Jews Decay. Indigenous culture. The idea of Jews as polluters of culture was a common theme in the 19th and 20th centuries. This perception was fueled by European nationalism. British philosopher Houston Stewart Chamberlain, composer Richard Wagner, and many public intellectuals condemned the inclusion of Jews into their country's national art scenes. In the early Third Reich, Minister of Propaganda Joseph Goebbels purged universities and museums of modern art and art that did not conform to Nazi racial standards. After the 1979 revolution, Iran also removed non-Islamic elements from its popular culture. Researcher Saeed Hashem Mirluhi warned, "Moral corruption will spread wherever these Jew boys tread." Once again, their first protocol reads, "Addiction to alcohol and excess drinking of intoxicating beverages became the problem of non-Jews when liberties are granted." According to Iranian leaders, Jewish tactics for destroying Iranian civilization differ. In the words of one researcher, Jews flood Iran with videos, CDs, and DVDs of the latest vulgar, destructive Western films with Farsi subtitles. Films spread vulgarity and influence the youth with a distorted Zionist way of thinking so that in future attacks they will remain defenseless. Iranian artists and intellectuals have warned that many American-made movies contain themes that promote the interests of world Jewry. For example, Iranian film producer Nader Talebzadeh warned that, using cinema, one can infiltrate all homes. Through cinema, one can acquire many skills and powers. The plot for The Matrix is derived from the teachings of Gush Emunim, or the fundamental Zionists. This is the Zionist racism which wants everything for itself and does not see non-Jews as deserving to live and prosper. State-controlled Iranian media claim that Zionists undermine morals and masculinity by spreading homosexuality. This concludes this episode of Republic of Hate, Iran, Israel, and Anti-Semitism. We look forward to reading your comments. Dr. Silinsky's latest book, Cauldron of Terror, Israel, Hamas, and the World, will be available for purchase in summer 2026. Nothing in this podcast, or any of Dr. Silinsky's other podcasts, reflects the official position of the United States Department of War, the United States Intelligence Community, or any other U.S. government agency. On behalf of Kensington Security Consulting, thank you for listening, and goodbye until our next podcast.